for the sports gamer.
Hello everyone and welcome to my first video with Sports Gamers Online. This is Casual Gamer and today we're going to be talking about the new opening week event where, as you saw on that first page, you can get a 90 overall Lenny Dykstra just for getting 35 cumulative wins. You have to play 6-inning games and your max team overall is 70, max player overall is 82, and it's always free. After 2 losses, you will restart. As you can see on the right side there are all the rewards that you can get for winning games in a row and cumulatively. So what's important for building this team is finding the people that are the best at their position in the most important stats in the game. For pitching, I believe the most important stat is hits per 9 and Ks per 9, as well as velocity and break. Those are the 4 most important stats, and you can throw stamina in there somewhere if it's in there somewhere, but hits per 9, Ks per 9, velocity and break. And as you can see with this Luis Castillo card right here, he's got amazing velocity, amazing break, K per 9, hit per 9, decent, you know, they're above 70, so that's really good. And then the next thing I look at is the pitch selection. So as you can see, he's got some fastballs, he's got a changeup, and he's got a slider. That is plenty of variation for me. That's why I have him in my lineup. Next, we're going to talk about this Danny Duffy card. His hits per 9 and Ks per 9 are not the best. His velocity and break maybe not as good as the previous card, but what I really like about him is his pitch selection. As you can see, he's got 4-seam, changeup, 2-seam, slider, and curveball. And what's even better about this is that speed differential between the fastball at 95 miles an hour and the curveball at 80 miles an hour. That's a 15 mile an hour difference that will make a big difference when you're pitching against elite competition. Now, this Alex Meyer card is the card that every single person that is playing in this event needs to go out and pick up. He has a curveball, fastball, circle change, and look at the differential there in his pitch speeds. He's got a 12 mile an hour difference, which is very good, 99 break. I couldn't find silvers that had this good of stats in the important categories. Next up, we have Blake Snell. Again, he's got a good pitch selection, fastball, change, slider, curveball, and he's got above 65 hit per 9 and K per 9 with 75 stamina and decent break and velocity. And this is just a very balanced card, I would say. You can see the pitch speed differential of 93 for the fastball and 78 for the curveball, another 15 mile an hour differential, which is a huge factor. The last starting pitcher for the squad that you will need is Sean Newcomb, the left-hander from Atlanta. Now, he's got a fastball, curveball, changeup, and slider, as well as 62 hits per 9, 74 K per 9, 79 stamina, 73 velocity, and 84 break. All are excellent, and you can see the differential there once again, 94 miles an hour for the fastball, 78 for the curveball, for a massive 16 mile an hour differential. So that's amazing. Now let's move on to talking about what I think is the most important part of building your team, which is tanking certain positions that are not as vital to your team's success. What you're going to do is you're going to take about 3 relievers, because you don't need all of these reliever spots, I do not believe, for a 6-inning game. I mean, you should be able to be proficient with these 4 relievers at least, and those are all very good ones to use. So you're going to find the lowest relievers in the market, and that's what I've done here. Just the very lowest to tank your team's overall or your pitching stat overall so that you can get yourself down to 70 overall, which is the cap for the event. Another place you want to tank is your bench. I realize that some people may want to have pinch hitters that they can bring in for that extra spark that they may need. While this is a decent strategy, I do think that tanking your bench this year is far more important than it was last year, because they sort of balance the algorithm, it seems. It was very hard to get down to a 70 overall with my starting lineup, so I think tanking the bench is absolutely essential, and maybe leave one guy like I have here that has 87 speed and decent contact and power if you really need someone in a pinch. One more person you absolutely have to have for your bench is this Terrance Gore card. Now, some of you may remember him from last year, and it's the same this year. He's got 95 speed, and he's a 56 common. That makes him absolutely essential for events, as he's a low overall, so that lowers your overall for the event, but he still has high speed, so you can use him as a pinch runner in clutch situations. As far as relief pitchers go, I think the best option available for this event, since the player overall is capped at 82, is this Dellin Betances. He is insane. He's got a knuckle curve, fastball, slurve, and cutter, which is a great combination. He's got a 14-mile-an-hour differential, and he's got 102 hits per nine, 109 K per nine, 99 break, and 96 velocity. This reliever should be on every roster, and he's only about 7,000 stubs. If there is one player that you should be spending stubs on for this event, it should definitely be this Dellin Betances. Other good relievers that I found were this Joaquin Benoit. You can see his stats right there. He's got a 19-mile-an-hour differential, just crazy, 85 hits per nine, 93 K per nine, 91 break, and good pitch selection. If you are unsure how to obtain Joaquin Benoit, it is from the Conquest missions. Wade Davis is another excellent reliever with a four-seam, a cutter, a knuckle curve, and sinker, 100 hits per nine, 90 K per nine, 99 break, and 89 velocity. So now let's talk about the starting lineup. What I think is most important this year for these type of events is contact, vision, and speed. With how balls are being hit this year and the ball physics, home runs aren't going to happen that often. The ball kind of dies near the warning track or even way before then. So what's more important is just getting on base, getting around, and scoring. Vision is important because that determines the size of your PCI when you're facing opposing pitchers. The higher your vision, the larger the PCI. Another huge factor for the players that I chose is fielding. As you guys know this year, fielding is super important, as shortstops, second baseman, third baseman, wherever, will bobble the ball constantly when trying to field the ball. So I think it is very important that you have a team that can field very well so that you can minimize these errors. The first player I want to talk about is this JT Realmuto, catcher for the Miami Marlins. This is what I love to see in any card, really. He's got 70 or above contact against lefties and righties. He can even play first base if you need him to. He's got 76 speed, which for a catcher is absolutely insane. That is the highest speed by far of any catcher in the game. The only thing that is really left to be desired on this card is his arm strength, so he may not be that laser throwing people out, but he'll be getting on base. He could even possibly steal a base with this catcher. Next up is Ryan Zimmerman, first baseman for the Washington Nationals. As you can see there, his hitting is a diamond. His fielding is a common, but he's a first baseman, so that's not a huge deal to me. He's still got 50 speed, which is decent for a first baseman, and the power and the contact is just excellent across the board. His vision is a little low, I guess, as it is at 61, but everything else about this card is just outstanding. This card can also play third base or left field, so if you need to swap him around, that's a great versatility to have on your team. The next player I want to talk about is Bill Mazeroski. He has decent contact, very good fielding, and excellent vision, which is why you need him at second base. Johan Camargo is who I have playing third. That's because he is a switch hitter who has 59 contact right, 71 left, decent fielding, and decent speed. At shortstop, you will need Andrelton Simmons because look at these fielding stats. 92 fielding, 95 arm strength, 63 speed, and decent hitting as far as contact goes. He can also play the other infield positions. As you guys know, in this year's The Show, fielding is imperative as there are many errors when trying to field ground balls in the infield, so that is why you need to have this Andrelton Simmons on your team. Next is Michael Conforto. He's a lefty hitter, which is very nice to see. Very good contact right, good power right, bad contact left, honestly, and good power left, so that still redeems him a little bit. And there's 49 vision, which is the real downside to this card, but besides that, very good fielding, and 59 speed. This Rhys Hoskins card is another person you could put in left field. He's got good contact against right, not so great against left, but amazing power, and his fielding is pretty decent. I would say a reason not to have him is that speed, but besides the speed, he might make a really good bench bat if you need a good pinch hitter. Now let's talk about the speedy guys. There's Dee Gordon, which is an excellent choice for outfield because he is a lefty hitter and he has very good contact right and left, amazing speed, good fielding, and good bunting. He can also play a variety of positions for you. Byron Buxton is another great option because he's got decent contact and power, and he's got amazing fielding and amazing speed. Another option is Jarrod Dyson, as he has decent contact and very good vision with 89 speed, which is good, but it's not quite as fast as some of the other guys that I've been mentioning, and 84 fielding, which is very good. Billy Hamilton is the last option I want to talk about for the outfield. His hitting is not great, but his defense is where he shines. He's got 99 speed, which is great, 99 stealing, 83 fielding, and 84 arm strength, all just great if you need someone to lock down center field. He's also a switch hitter, which only adds to his value. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Thank you again, guys. Peace.